take a look at, start off with black cutworm at emergence. It's kind of an inconsistent pest. That's the problem, is growers don't always see it coming. It's one that comes up every few years in this field of, on this side of the farm and perhaps not on the other side of the turn row. But thin stands cause problems. Up to this point, there really hadn't been a genetic trait to really help us with that. Agrosure Viptera is going to change that. Excellent control on black cutworm. As the season moves forward, fall armyworms can be a problem. Dr. Angus Catchett from Mississippi State reported a couple days ago that in some of his plots, the fall armyworms are really beginning to work on the whorls on some of his later planted corn. And of course, we also can have those problems moving on into July and August as well. Corn earworm is probably our biggest pest that we need help with here in the Mid-South. It's prevalent in most fields, sometimes worse than others, but we have problems with it most years, most fields. We've actually seen damages up to 14 bushels difference between insignificant earworm pressure with Agrosure Viptera versus conventional products, the conventional triple stacks. 14 bushels is a lot of yield. Well, this year in corn we've faced quite a few corn earworms. All the way across the Mid-South we have seen extension personnel and consultants reporting high levels of corn earworm in soybeans, a little higher normal in cotton, and of course most of those insects are coming through cornfields. I spoke with Dr. Roy Parker last year with Texas A&M. He looked at his Agrosure Viptera plots and he saw a dramatic difference in the insect control. And he said, Chet, we'll see a difference in yield. I know that, and I'm excited about that. But what really puts a difference in it is the difference in grain quality. Those entry points, anytime we start scratching up that husk, tearing into those kernels, it gives those mycotoxins an awfully easy avenue into affecting a grower's quality with mycotoxins such as aflatoxin that can really upset a grower at the elevator. When you take a look at the mycotoxins, and let's specifically look at aflatoxin, the first one, the easiest ways for it to get in is those injured kernels. Now, there's been times that we have aflatoxin in perfectly clean ears. It can happen. It's a complex thing of environment, susceptible host, and it can come around to all those things. But it's pretty easy to see whenever we have those wounds, you begin to really change the acceptability and the ability for that mycotoxin to enter the plant, to enter those ears and cause problems. We've seen about an 83% drop-off in mycotoxins through all our trials simply by having better insect control. Corn in our area is probably not as consistently grown as far as acre-wise as in areas of the Midwest. We have a lot of other crops that compete for those acres: cotton, rice, tobacco, peanuts. So those acres take a part of it. I think when you take a look at a product or trait like Agrosure Viptera, you're really opening things up and taking some risk out of it from pests, like the multi-pest complex of corn earworm, black cutworm, and fall armyworm, and you throw in that yield difference along with the quality difference, a really good assurance and some good steps towards good grain quality. You've taken some of those risks associated with growing corn.